If you're looking to buy, just step on up to the wagon and have a look. I'll give you a good price.
Heads up. One more down. Oh, forgive me. You startled me a bit. I'm afraid I was wrapped up in my studies of this magnificent edifice.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm a scholar with the Stonebridge Society of Antiquaries. My particular specialization is early Goblin Renaissance art. This structure is a truly remarkable example. Note the intricate cornice work and the marvelously subtle geometries of the roof.
Can you tell me anything about this building?
Why, this is the Heroes' Crypt. Inside lie the champions who defeated the Sec 150 years ago. I've been studying its history for years. Sadly, I've never been able to do more than observe the exterior.
Tell me about
The tomb was originally constructed for the First Lady Montbaron, remembered in popular folklore as the Farmer.
Sometimes I forget that my family was throwing itself into harm's way, even before my father came along.
A Montbaron, are you? Now that you mention it, I see the resemblance. You have the farmer's graceful bone structure.
Please, the less said about my
As more of the heroes who defeated the Sec passed on, they were interred here as well. The visitors have reported all sorts of miracles. Good fortune, sickness is healed, that sort of thing. But no one's been inside for 30 years.
Why can't you get inside?
Ever since Jane Cassinda destroyed the Legion, the tomb has been sealed tight. I think it could still be open, but I have no idea how. Perhaps the old Legion knew. Some of them, anyway.
I found a way into the crypt. I'm going to open the door.
You did? You have? That's unbelievable! How did you do it? Where did you find it? Oh, never mind. Could I go in with you? I've studied the exterior for so long. I'd like to get a look at some of the artifacts inside.
You can come along, but be careful. And stay close to me.
Wonderful! Let's get the doors open, then. Oh my. That was... On second thought, perhaps. Perhaps you could go into the crypt yourself and return with some relics for me.
I'll see what I can find. What are you looking for?
Good. Yes, good. Much safer for all of us. I'd likely get you killed. I'm looking for 3 relics in particular. The Skull of Noric, the Staff of Merrick, and the Sword of Bolin. If you find any of them, I will of course reward. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must bring the good news to Lazar.
I hear something new in my halls. The sound of breath. The quiet footfalls of frightened flesh.
My, that's a welcoming voice. Back into the fray.
I am in your debt.
One more down. The Lady Montbaron, first of my line. She was the one who defeated the Sec and saved the whole kingdom.
Kill that which is dead, mortal. My warriors will hunt you until you fall, exhausted and weeping. Come, pilgrim, the bones of your heroes wait for you in these depths, and so do I.
Look, must be the Hall of Heroes. All the Lady Montbaron's companions. They're buried right here. You should be honored, mortal. Soon, your bones will join with those of the heroes who lie in repose here.
Witness the power of the grave! Rise, my thralls! Rise and defend me! Cower, mortals! Feel the chill of death! Cower, mortals!
Perhaps the curse on this place is ended. Still, it's not exactly cheery, is it?
I had not expected the crypt to still be inhabited. Both Ravensreel and I owe you a debt. I'll be sending messengers out to inform the people of Ebb that the hero's crypt is open again. Doubtless the pilgrims and their attendant wealth will be pouring in soon. In the meanwhile, here, take this as a token of our esteem.
Do you have any relics to sell?
I found the skull of Norik.
Fascinating, if a touch gruesome. Still, I look forward to studying this. Here is your promised reward. Do you have any relics to sell?
I found Lord Bollingar's sword.
It's even more beautiful than I imagined. Here, as promised, your reward. Do you have any relics to sell?
I found Merrick's staff.
Astounding! To think of the power that once coursed through this. Here is your reward. I can't wait to get back to my workshop and begin a full study of these items. Be on guard.
Well, the bridge is looking better, but it still leads into a swamp.
There you are. This may sound strange, but I was told to wait for you here.
Told? By whom?
A child. A boy with golden hair and piercing eyes, who spoke like no child I have ever met.
Did you follow us into the Mornweald?
No. He came to me in a waking dream. I know better than to doubt a vision, especially one so clear. My father was Hugh Montbaron, Grand Master of the Legion. A proud man, I'm told, but not immune to my mother's seduction.
Hang on, what? Are you telling me that you're my sister? My sister and a witch?
Ah, you are the Montbaron boy, yes? Of course. You have the same lustrous hair, and even prettier than mine.
Pretty hair? You think so? Wait, sorry, I'm still back on the sister part.
I do not know why this golden child chose me, but I believe I can be of help to the Legion, if you let me.
Does your sister know that you're planning to leave?
Leona's word does not bind me. I decide whose company I keep, and she knows better than to forbid me what I want. If only the rest of the world knew the same, life would be much simpler.
In other words, you haven't told her.
No. See, little brother, you know me better than you think.
Your mother seduced Montbaron? So the stories about Lascanzi witches are true?
What stories are those? The ones told to jealous wives by poxy-faced men? Of black-hearted witches who ravished them in the dark of night? Those stories are fancies, but they hide a deeper truth. Lascanzi witches have discerning taste. We will seduce a foreign man, but only if he is strong, clever, handsome.
He'd pass those traits to your children, and your clan would be stronger.
We are a practical race, no? 500 years of wandering has taught us to claim any advantage we can.
If you're a Montbaron, then you're part of the Legion. We could use your help.
We journey south, no? To Stonebridge? I know the roads, and charming company makes long miles less dreary.
Hold on there. The roads ahead aren't safe. Heavy smoke down there. From the looks of it, there was another battle in the swamp. Azunite Church on one side, Royalists on the other. They're always at it. I was questioned by soldiers down the road. They were Azunites, Jane Cassinda's men, and not a friendly lot.
Any opinion on the church soldiers?
The church army is the right hand of Jane Cassinda, but these men seemed more mercenary than proper. They may call her a living saint, but any woman who hires Laskanzi thugs must be a little crooked. That's just what I think.
Fighting in the swamp? Doesn't seem like the best place.
The Royalists are holed up in the Glitter Delve mine to the northwest, and Jane's army marches from the Azunite coast southeast of here. This swamp has the misfortune of being right between the two. Why I still take these routes, I don't know.
Have you dealt with the Royalists?
They don't harass me on the road, so that makes them at least a touch. I think they're an honorable lot, but I don't see them winning this war. They'll die for a queen who's the last of her line, and barely more than a girl.
Thanks for the warning. I'll be careful.
I'll stay up here for a while. See?
Doesn't look like this avalanche was natural. Probably caused by cannons or black powder charges.
By order of Jane Cassinda, none shall pass this. Look at me, the Legionnaires! Get them! They must be with the Royalists. Get them!
One more down.
Anyone that kills Azanites is a friend of ours. General Devonsey is further on ahead. Just follow the path.
Dead royalists everywhere. And hardly any Azanites at all.
Stand away there. Not so close to the General.
Never mind. I can hardly be called a general, with Her Majesty's army lying dead all around us.
Sorry, Lord Devonsey. Sir.
Forgive the boy. A few months ago he was a royal page. Now he's a soldier. Such are the depths to which we... I'm surprised to see any travelers on the road, with so many of Jane Cassinda's soldiers about. What brings you to this ill-omened place?
We were sent by the Legion. We are heading south to reclaim the old chapter house.
Well said. Best to be open with him. Perhaps he'll return the favor.
The Legion? So the rumors are true. A gathering... That's beside the point, though. I'm afraid you're stuck here with the rest of us. The Western Road has collapsed and we're surrounded on all sides by...
All the dead soldiers were you...
Jane Cassinda's army was encamped in the swamp. I thought I'd catch her unaware, send her scrambling back to the spire. So I force-marched out of Glitterdale, sighted her troops at the base of the cliffs, and gave chase. In the first charge, we drove half her forces into the bogs. I could see Jane, not 50 feet from my lines. She had nowhere to...
You smelled victory, and that's when the battle turned.
Jane sent a few of her sappers round back of my lines. They collapsed the roads behind me. Half my army, the young ones mostly, saw their escape route cut off. They panicked, broke and ran. Some of the veterans held their ground and died where they stood. The rest retreated here.
She boxed you in, with her forces on one...
Killed half my people with the cannons. The rest tried... And here I am, trapped in this swamp, cut off from the Queen. She is out...
What forces do you have?
Only the baggage train. One of my officers, Roderick, had command of the baggage train. He managed to keep the wagons out of sight, hid them under those massive... Unfortunately, the men who are guarding the wagons are my greenest troops, former servants and the like. The only blades they've ever wielded are kitchen knives.
What about those massive roots? We can walk across them like...
Indeed, they'd support our weight, and my cannons and wagons too. But the roots, in order to create a path, we'd have to raise the land between them. But I have a man in my army with power over earth and stone. A scholar called Phineas. If only he were here.
This Phineas can raise a land bridge between the roots? How is that possible?
He's made a study of earth magic. Geomancy. The old magic of the dwarves. It's all very incomplete, but a movement of earth by simple brute force. Yes, I think he could manage that much.
You've actually seen Phineas?
When Jane's cannons had us surrounded, somehow he drew the earth up over our heads, protected us both from the enemy's fire. That's proof enough for me.
We need to find this scholar, Phineas.
He was among the first to be taken by the damned savages. They fell upon us not long after the battle, and they've been First people. That's what the scholars called them. I thought of mounting an attack on their village to rescue Phineas and the others. But my surviving soldiers are too few and too young. If I had your help, though...
Let's try talking to the first people before we do anything rash. Maybe they mistook you for a threat.
Now there's a bit of sense. Makes me happy I'm on our side.
A reasonable theory, but I've met their kind before. Scavengers preying upon the weak and the wounded. They won't negotiate unless you hold... I'll gather whatever men I can. The ones who can still fight. And we'll meet you there.